Gold collars and ivory bracelets have been found in the tombs of ancient Egypt, but another treasure, human DNA, has proved elusive. Scientists have now obtained extensive genomic information from Egyptian mummies. It shows that the mummies were closely related to ancient inhabitants of the Middle East, hinting that northern Africans may have different genetic origins to people south of the Sahara Desert. The study, published on 30 May in the journal Nature Communications 1, includes data from 90 mummies buried between 1380 BC, during the New Kingdom of Egypt, and 425 AD, during the Roman era. The results show that the closest relatives of the mummies were ancient agriculturalists from a region that includes modern-day Israel and Jordan. Modern Egyptians, on the other hand, inherited much of their DNA from Central Africans. Archaeological evidence and historical documents suggest close links between Egypt and the Middle East, but it is very pleasing that this study has provided empirical evidence of this at the genetic level, says evolutionary anthropologist Omer Gokuman of the State University of New York at Buffalo. Egypt's scorching climate and the ancient practice of embalming bodies made the recovery of undamaged genetic material a daunting task. The first DNA sequences obtained from a mummy too were probably the result of modern contamination, and many scientists are skeptical of the alleged genetic information extracted from the mummy of King Tutankhamun IV. In the latest analysis, it was possible to bypass the soft tissue, which is often abundant in Egyptian mummies, and extract DNA from bones and teeth. Researchers carefully tested the DNA to rule out contamination from those who had dealt with the mummies since they were excavated a century ago in the ancient city of Abusir el-Melek. More than half of the mummies we studied had fairly good DNA preservation, says study co-author Johannes Krause, a paleogeneticist at the Max Planck Institute for the Study of Human History in Jena, Germany. Scientists obtained information on variations in mitochondrial DNA, which is passed from mother to child, from 90 mummies. Due to contamination, the team was only able to obtain detailed information on the nuclear DNA, which is inherited from both parents, from 3 mummies. Both types of genomic material showed that ancient Egyptians shared little DNA with modern sub-Saharan Africans. On the contrary, their closest relatives were people who lived during the Neolithic and Bronze Age in the region known as the Levant. Amazingly, the mummies were more closely related to ancient Europeans and Anatolians than to modern Egyptians. Researchers say the DNA of sub-Saharan Africans probably entered Egypt around 700 years ago. The mixing of ancient Egyptians and Africans from the south means that modern Egyptians can trace 8% more of their ancestors from sub-Saharan Africans than mummies from Abusir el-Melek. The new data cannot explain why the ancient Egyptians were so closely related to people from the Middle East. Was it the result of migration, or were Stone Age hunter-gatherers in northern Africa genetically similar to those in the Levant? According to Krause, it is too early to tell, but there is now a better chance of getting answers.